Have you ever tried to calm your mind? You have this mind which is constantly having conversations with you, right? Judging you, saying you did this right, more saying things you did this wrong, if you had done this, right? Ifs and buts and all that. And but it does one thing, it makes you forget all the bad things. So whenever you talk about good old days, what it means is the mind and brain have very nicely helped you forget how bad things were, right? So we end up saying, oh, things were much better then, the police was good, the politicians were not corrupt, and life was great. The truth is, it was not. It is just that you forget it, that's all. When was there no corruption? I remember when I was in school, there was emergency, and I remember Jagjeevan Ram, who was not the most liked politician of Indra's cabinet, became a big success when he walked out of Indra and joined Janata Party. People said, what a great man, right? So some of these things happen and you forget, and you say, oh, no, the things were very good back then. So here I'm going to talk to you about meditation, and that's one way to calm your mind. Now, many people get into the thing saying, oh, I can't do meditation, I don't have ability to concentrate, so I have a problem, I cannot sit still in one place, I can't concentrate here, I can't concentrate here, I can't say Om, many of these things, right? So I tried sitting in a quiet place. I went to a Jain temple, and they have a meditation room, but I still couldn't concentrate there, etc., etc. So maybe all of us are not really made for meditation. So some of us may not want to meditate, so we have to have other alternatives. What are the other alternatives that are available? What are the other alternatives that are available for us if we don't want to meditate? Anything which can calm your mind could be a substitute for meditation. So every meditation need not be by sitting down in one place and concentrating or trying to concentrate. It could be various other forms. It could be playing a game, it could be running, it could be walking, any of those things. Try walking, for example. Go for a walk at say 6 a.m. or 5:45 a.m. when there's not much crowd in the road, and see how your mind engages itself with something else, right? Of course, there will be some you should have done this. If there is some stress, some of the stress will come to you for the first few minutes, but after that the body just takes over, right? So then walking can be de-stressing, running can be de-stressing. In fact, running is very de-stressing if you do it not competitively. If you say, okay, every day I will run 5 kilometers, and that's what you need to do, or you run 10 kilometers every alternate day, depending on how much you want to push your body, and that's good enough, right? So running and walking could be one. Taking photographs could be one. I also have found that being with nature is great. So you go to the beach and you spend time, you go and you walk into the forest and you spend time there. Actually, whenever you go to any forest, you realize how many shades of green are there, right? So 30, 40, 50 shades of green. I do not know from where God found so much time to create so many varieties of one color. You go there and you realize how great nature has been. You look at so many insects, so many animals, so many types of fishes, right? So you sit there and just keep watching. You go to Kaziranga, you watch 30 elephants. You go to Corbett, you watch 80 elephants. You go to Tadoba, you can see a tiger playing with its cub, or a leopard marking its territory, or rather a leopard stalking and killing a deer. I watched a leopard kill a deer. I watched it take it up the tree, right? So much to be grateful for. Or just simply watching the Ganges flow in Hardwar or even in the Gangotri. That kind of feeling that you get, you completely de-stressed, right? So travel is one way of de-stressing. Talking to people is another way of de-stressing. Going and meeting people who are completely unconnected, some old uncle, aunt. Even when you're walking, there are gardens available, at least in the place where I stay, where there have been areas created for you to walk without anything on your feet, no slippers, not even a very small sole shoes, nothing, no shoes, no chappal, no nothing. You're just walking. Maybe you're walking on small stones, you're walking on slightly bigger stones, you're testing your feet, right? All those things can be de-stressing. It completely takes you away from what your day-to-day thing is. And when you're looking into the sea, I mean, I was recently at Puri. I've been to all the beaches of India, most of the beaches of India, right? So you go to the beach and you go into the water and you keep wondering, again, God's creation. So being awed by nature is one thing. Gratefulness is another nice way to meditate. Write down every day 2-3 things that you are grateful to God for, and there is enough. I mean, you can start with your parents, you can start with having all the body parts in you functioning properly, right? Your head, your eyes, your neck, your tongue, right? All those things, your hands and legs, everything functioning properly at whatever age. Maybe you're 30, 40, 60, 70, it doesn't matter. Just be thankful. Having children who are normal, right? So every mother at childbirth is actually hoping for that. Let it be a normal child. I cannot afford a child who is not normal. It takes tremendous amount of effort and money to look after a child which is not really normal. And apart from whatever you think, it causes a lot of stress. So just be grateful to God for having 2 normal children or 1 normal child, whatever you wanted and whatever you have. Having a house, having food on the table, ensuring that you don't have to worry about the rest of your life, right? So looking after, being grateful to that can be one. Doing some kind of art, which could be photography, painting, drawing, any of those things, or teaching. Teach anything, teach English, teach tennis, teach football, whatever you're willing to teach kids. Just pick up some kids at random from some place and pick a ground and start teaching them, right? So if you want to teach English, then all you need is a phone and people willing to attend your class, right? So any of those things, or you do coaching, do any of those things, and it will really give you a lot of stress-free life. Will making money help? If you do teaching and you are charging for it, then it might add to your stress. You might have targets, you might want to earn more, so some of that could. But if you start doing these things free, and there is much lesser stress for doing these things free, so any of those things can be de-stressing for you. Singing helps some people, photography helps some people, doing housework helps some people. One thing which I find very, very de-stressing is playing with children. Could be 1 or 2 children, and it's great fun because the kids don't know you, or the kids just look at you as some kind of a provider who gives them something to eat or something to play with. They're great fun to be with. So I really don't mind whether it is a 6-month-old kid or a 2-year-old kid or a 7-year-old kid. Doesn't really matter. You can sit and have nice long conversations with them. You can go for a walk with them. You can play a game with them, and it is de-stressing. They are not judging you. They want to win. Sometimes they want to cheat and win. So just enjoy, just be in the flow and enjoy. You're not going to play a competitive sport with an 8-year-old, right? Or start telling stories or listening to their stories. See how they tell stories, how they pick up an old story and say it differently, right? So all these can be de-stressing. I do not know what else people can do for de-stressing and what else people need to do. Why I'm doing this video is to say that meditation need not be sitting in one place and closing your eyes and thinking about something and all that. If that is not what you want, then all these kinds of activities are also de-stressing and help you a lot. At least it helps me a lot. It helps me completely forget what I have been doing. So I've been doing this for now pretty long, and I think now I need to find more work and less de-stressing. I can de-stress anywhere. I can sit in a crowd and de-stress. I can sit in a plane and de-stress. I can write and de-stress. I can shoot a video and de-stress. So I don't think, first of all, I don't have enough stress to de-stress. So generally, when you start enjoying these things, when you listen to music and you cook, that can be therapeutic. When you listen to music and play chess with an 8-year-old, that is de-stressing. So for me, many of these things are de-stressing. Travel is de-stressing. Being with friends is de-stressing. Having gratitude is de-stressing. Writing, shooting videos, writing down what you are having gratitude for writing down in a notebook, that can be de-stressing. So find out what helps you. You don't have to sit in one place and meditate if that is not what you like, but doing that is also useful, because it can mean that you can go off on a meditation. How meditation helps is you can be in meditation for half an hour and get a rest of about 3 hours, right? So that is what meditation does. So meditation also helps, but if you want other forms of meditation, try any of this, try a combination. Everything works, so that's important. Thank you.